It started like any ordinary Tuesday morning. Students were trickling into Woodpine Secondary School, and the bell was just minutes away. The air smelled of dew and damp leaves. Teenagers scrolled through phones, chatted in cliques, and made their way through the gate, except one student never made it through. 13-year-old Ava Morgan. She had texted her friend Mia at 7:41 a.m. Crossing the path now, be there in 5. But Ava never arrived. Her route to school took her through the Walkway, a narrow, tree-flanked path behind the sports hall that connected the main road to the side entrance. Students used it daily, short, quiet, and always a little eerie in the early hours. By 8:15 a.m., her teacher marked her absent. By 8:25 a.m., Mia grew worried and checked the walkway. By 9 o'clock a.m., Ava's backpack was lying open near a broken lamppost. Her phone, cracked and dead, lay beside it. The police were called. Search dogs combed the woods. Helicopters circled the forest line. Volunteers from the town fanned out into the fog. The community was shaken. Nothing like this had happened in sleepy Woodpine. No sign of Ava. No sound. No witnesses. That night, rumors spread through the school like wildfire. A janitor heard faint sobbing from the old drainage tunnel near the football field. Another student said he saw movement in the trees that morning, like someone crawling. Day 2 brought more horror. Mia received a message from Ava's number, a photo. It showed Ava in what looked like a dimly lit tunnel. Her eyes were wide, and there was dirt on her face. Behind her, in the shadows, a figure with no face could be standing still, its long and sharp fingers resting on her shoulder. Police traced the location, a condemned storm drain beneath the school. When they pried it open, a sickening stench hit them. A tunnel led deep under the school foundations, winding, wet, and cold. After crawling in for 30 feet, they found her. Ava was curled in a corner, wrapped in a tattered school blazer, trembling violently. She couldn't speak. Her voice was gone. But what disturbed the officers the most wasn't her condition. It was what was carved into the concrete wall behind her. She was chosen. Later, detectives found signs that someone had been living there. Food wrappers, a lantern, a rotted sleeping bag, but no sign of the person or thing in the photo. Ava eventually regained her voice and told police she was dragged underground by the tall man. He whispered her name for days. Never slept. He told her the others in the wall wanted her too. The case was classified as an abduction by an unidentified suspect. But Ava wasn't the first. 30 years earlier, another girl disappeared from the same walkway. Same age, same time, same path. Her body was never found. Her name? Lillian Thorne. Some say Ava kept whispering Lillian in her sleep at the hospital, even though she'd never heard of her. Now the walkway is sealed off. The school built a fence around it and installed cameras. Still, students report hearing voices near the wall. Whispers, breathing, and once a year, on the day Ava vanished, her phone pings, just once, near the tunnel entrance. She's safe now, but she won't walk alone anymore, not even in daylight. Despite police presence and the newly erected barriers, the fear lingered. Ava never returned to Woodpine Secondary. Her parents relocated within weeks, but she remained silent for months. In therapy, she began drawing the man from the drain, his body stretched unnaturally tall, his hands with fingers like twigs, always reaching. But what frightened her therapist most wasn't the creature. It was the other faces she began sketching. Dozens of them, faded, sunken, children. Each face had a name scribbled underneath. One name stood out: Lillian Thorne. When investigators pulled the archived missing person file, the likeness was uncanny. Same hairstyle, same mole under the left eye. Ava had drawn her in detail. down to the necklace she wore when she vanished in 1992. But Ava had never seen a photo of her. One night, a detective working the case reviewed Ava's recovered phone. Though damaged, tech experts extracted fragments from the corrupted storage. They found one video that hadn't been seen before. It lasted 11 seconds. Ava is sobbing. The camera shakes in her hand. The walls behind her pulse slightly, like something is breathing through them. Then the frame jerks as she points the camera down the tunnel. At the far end, a hunched figure begins to crawl toward her, fast on all fours, limbs cracking, back twisted unnaturally. Then black. Audio analysts say there's a voice layered under the static in the last 2 seconds. Slowed down, it repeats the same phrase. She brought me back. The video was never made public. The town of Woodpine still pretends it was just a deranged drifter who abducted Ava. A lone man. A sad tragedy. But the kids know better. They say sometimes you can hear scratching beneath the school grounds on cold, foggy mornings, or crying just beneath the grate where the tunnel once opened. The fence rusts a little more each year. The camera's glitch occurs at the same time every October, and no one knows who leaves a white rose on the school walkway every year at 7:41 a.m. At the same time, Ava disappeared. At the same time, Lillian did. And the new students? They whisper about the drain. They say it's not sealed. Not really. They say the thing in the tunnel is still waiting. And this time, it's hungry. The town of Woodpine tried to forget, tried to move on. The school repaved the walkway and renamed it Hope Lane, planting fresh trees and installing lights. They even held a ribbon-cutting ceremony with smiling children and local press. But none of that could cover the rot beneath. Because things like that don't leave. They latch on. The year after Ava's disappearance, a teacher went missing. Mr. Hammond, a history teacher known for staying late. His keys were found outside the boiler room. Nothing else. Just gone. And once again, his final text, sent to his wife at 7:41 p.m., read, "Thought I heard a girl crying, going to check it out." They drained the old tunnels, cemented every entrance, built new walls, new alarms. But 3 months later, another phone lit up inside the school building. A janitor found it under a classroom desk, ringing. No one saw who placed it there. When he answered, there was only static, then a child's voice, faint. "She let me in." After that, the school hired private security. Still, things crept in. The old intercom system would randomly turn on between 7:40 and 7:45 a.m. every few weeks. Staff heard nothing, but students swore they could hear footsteps in the background. Soft, wet, dragging. Then came the senior class prank. A group of boys tried to break into the old drain sealed beneath the garden by the sports field. They live-streamed the stunt on social media, laughing, taunting. One of them, Zachary Moore, reached into the grate and joked, "Hey, Lillian, you miss Ava." He didn't come to school the next day, or the next. Police found his sneaker, just one, still laced, near the tunnel's edge. No sign of him otherwise. Zachary's video feed ended with his phone tumbling to the ground and a final frame that still circulates online like an urban legend. A pale hand, clawed and skeletal, gripping his wrist. A second hand just behind it, and a child's face, smiling in the dark. The town doesn't talk about it anymore. Woodpine Secondary closed its doors the following year, but the path behind it still exists. Some say if you walk the walkway at 7:41 a.m., you'll hear Ava's voice whispering beneath your feet. Some say Lillian walks with her now. And others? They leave a white rose by the grate and keep walking.